I watch people get stuck in Frozen. And that breaks my heart. I was once stuck in Frozen too. Greatest superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people.
And I was just like, oh my God, that's so hot, Sean. This is so true.
Yes, and the one and only Mariah Brown is here as a special guest star on today's Real Raw, just hanging and chilling and like. Mariah at one point was the Entrepreneur of the Year in Hawaii, Woman Entrepreneur of the Year in Hawaii. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom. But more
I
importantly,
think there's sun behind us.
she's like standing for consciousness in the world. Like that's what Mariah is. And Mariah's like, we want everybody to see me and making sure you can. Can you see Mariah, Vivian, or no?
Yes, we can. Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Blocking
Mariah
the
Brown.
sun.
And by the way, none of this would exist without many people, Mariah being one of them, because the launch of so many amazing relationships in the ecosystem and world of Platinum and Tony Robbins, Mariah was source for. So Mariah, thank you.
Aww.
Welcome to the Real Raw.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Thank you.
So this
Hi.
is so the amazing.
I'm so excited to see you.
Hi.
Making a guest appearance.
Hi,
Guest
Bella.
stars, all kinds of
Hi,
appearances.
Bella.
Love it.
So Vivian, take us in, my friend.
my
How are you,
goodness.
Vivian? And let's rock. Hey, what is the Real Raw? And let's go.
My God, the Real Raw is a place where we get to experience how influence is a superpower. The Real Raw offers us a chance to have a microphone, a stage, form ecosystems, make more money in less time with more magic, thanks to Sean Callaghan's formula, which he's been curating for the past 23 years. And who is Sean but the Chief Visionary Officer of Unblinded? And the Real Raw also gives us a chance to learn through micro distinctions how we can all go from hello to yes. And so we can do everything that we can and what we want from any role that we play in life. And we could get that yes and influence each other until we're heart-centeredly a more beautiful and amazing place in the world.
All right, let's introduce Mariah to some of these amazing people and to each other. Vivian Guzman, who we got? Because I hear we got some rock stars today.
Oh my God, amazing, amazing set of folks here today. We have Michelle Jewsbury from Sherman Oaks, California.
California's in the house.
She is CEO and founder of Unsilenced Voices and is the go-to speaker against domestic violence. Michelle Jewsbury is also a breakthrough coach, author, and an international philanthropist who's been on a crusade for the past 4 years to end domestic violence.
Michelle, how are you today? And thank you for all the great work you're doing in the world. The one and only Jacqueline Franchetti, winner of Tony Robbins Business Mastery, is a member of our Unblinded community ecosystem in our programs. And Jacqueline is working very diligently on getting laws passed in the space of yours. And I don't know if you know Jacqueline, but I just wanted to acknowledge that and welcome you to the Real Raw today.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. And I would love to be introduced to Jacqueline at some point because collaboration is key to sustainable change, right? All over the world. And
Absolutely.
we need that right now.
For sure. So we're happy to make that introduction on Blinded Team. Let's make sure we connect Michelle and Jacqueline. And Michelle, how about a fun fact about you?
Me? I love to scuba dive. My favorite thing to do in the whole wide world is to go 30 to 40 meters under the water.
Amazing.
Wow.
So, we've been trying to tell Mariah that she's got to get scuba diving since she lives in Hawaii. You live in Hawaii, Mariah, where is scuba in your life?
I don't know. I feel inspired now, though. This is exciting.
So Michelle, where's your favorite place to go scuba diving?
Well, Hawaii was one of them. I actually lived on Oahu for 4 years. I went to Moanua High School, Mariah. So
you did? I went to Kalaheo High School.
You went to where?
Kalaheo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
amazing. And so I live in Honolulu too.
But
And Mariah was the owner of Da Kitchen, restaurant on Maui, and had an amazing amount of success and got some COVID challenges for sure. But yes, welcome, Michelle, and so thankful for you being here. And so besides Hawaii, where else is your favorite place to dive?
Mediterranean. So I lived on a boat off the coast of the island of Elba for a week, and I dove 3 times a day, and it was absolutely amazing. Absolutely. Amazing.
And you had lobsters biting on you.
Yeah, I did. There was a
what?
All right, so we got to do this.
This is life changing.
Yes. So here's my fun fact for today to just share from scuba to scuba. Can you see this little scar, Mariah, on my thumb?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a little scar. I don't know. Does that show up, Vivian?
Yeah.
No.
A little scar on the top of my thumb, right here. There's a line. I don't know if the sun's too much. Okay. So that Michelle all was from about 90 feet down in Tahiti. A turtle that we were permitted to feed with some, things in the wild that were on the bottom, there. We were feeding and clamped down on my thumb. And all of a sudden, blue starts emerging from my thumb, which is what blood looks like underwater at that depth. And there was about 25 sharks around us. So Vivian, Michelle, an interesting moment, right? Blood going, and I'm sure you've encountered many, many sharks, but I've never encountered sharks bleeding that badly, especially down at like 90 feet. So it was one of my more fun and interesting moments in the dive world.
Did the sharks come getting you?
They did not come to get us, Vivian, thankfully. So Michelle, welcome from one diver to another.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. That's crazy. A crazy story. I went shark diving one time in Hawaii, and that, but it's kind of freaky having 25 sharks around you.
It is not nothing.
It is.
Yeah. And then we made a friend another couple of days later with a lemon shark, about a 10-foot lemon shark, followed us underwater for about 5 minutes. It was about 10 feet, staying off my right hip, like just behind us and me. And it was like just super uncomfortable because like it kept like just kind of being there. And no matter which way it turned, it would stay like kind of in that back section. So it was definitely one of the more unsettling shark encounters down below. Vivian, though, thank you, Michelle, for being here. We got more. Let's rock.
Yes, we do. We have Kelvin Joseph in the house. CEO at Cool Kel Marketing, where he helps companies from new startups to Fortune 500s maximize their sales by executing a marketing strategy that will communicate they're cool. Kelvin once fired himself from his family's business to follow his best entrepreneurial potential, fighting his fears to get what he felt he deserved. And he'd know, for he was CPA at 22, CFO at 30, CMO and COO at 35, sports marketing expert, over 250 million in corporate events and endorsement deals, and has been hailed as an American Advertising Federation trendsetter and is a LinkedIn B2B2 marketing influencer. Little did he know, when he and his wife invested 10 G's, they turned it into a multi-million-dollar business, and that he'd be recognized by Inc. magazine as one of their top 30 entrepreneurs under 30. And get this, Sean, he was listed the same year as Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg. Welcome, Kelvin.
Bella Verita.
Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go.
Kelvin. Bella Verita. Isn't it remarkable?
Oh, like, I'm ready to roll. I see Vivian's energy. I need to match that energy.
Bella,
I love this guy.
Me too.
Bella, he's your soulmate. Like
He is my soulmate. I love this guy.
Bella, let's do that. And my daughter's name is
I believe it's Bella.
Mela. So you
Yes,
know
what?
we're connected.
Mela,
Let's go.
Mela. We have Mela, we have Bella, Mariah. So wait, like Mela is like Mariah and Bella combined.
Woo!
Okay, so that is extraordinary. Okay, so Kelvin, quick fun fact, besides the fact that your daughter's name is Mariah and Bella combined, besides that.
Well, the reality is that I'm the first person in my family to be born in this country, first person in my family to go to college, and I'm going to be the first person in my family to blow this Unblinded up. I'm ready to go. I'm excited. And I'm not going to be stopped.
All right. Well, thank you, brother.
Let's do this.
Listen to this, fella. Like sales gangsterness, like Hawaii-ness, like all kinds of things are happening here. So thank you, Kelvin. Vivian, we got some judges for these fine folks.
We have Daryl Templeton, who also happened to go to Tennessee's Temple University and the University of Tennessee and studied mass communication and philosophy. Although Daryl Templeton was born and raised in Brazil to parents that were pioneer missionaries with New Tribes Mission. And this fueled his vision to partner with mission organizations to create the world's first solar-powered audio Bible, Mega Voice, of which he is the Chief Partnership Officer, and his goal is to make the good news accessible for all. Daryl managed a couple of radio stations in Tennessee, Pennsylvania. He also went back to Brazil and did In Touch Portuguese and served on the executive management team as International Vice President of Brazil's radio TV networks, Rede Boas Novas. And for the past 40 years, he's doing a lot of translations because he speaks Portuguese, Spanish, and French, and he's adapted different translations for different programs and different TV productions in over 30 languages. So welcome.
Daryl, you've been busy, brother.
I have.
Yeah.
Well, this is such an honor to be here. Such an honor. I feel overwhelmed with just the goodness, the energy, and the expertise. This is great. Love it. Thanks. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you. Mariah, how would you assess the energy of the Real Raw? Because Mariah and I are like incredible friends. But like nothing I do, Bella, ever impresses Mariah. It's like, whatever, like, yes, like, Tony just said all these beautiful things about you the other night, and like, whatever. It's like yawn. Like, I'm just like, I'm more into, like, I'm just hanging out over here. So like, what's the energy like here?
Oh my God, it is absolutely amazing. Look at these amazing humans. I'm so honored to be here and to talk to everybody and to see everybody. And oh, wow.
Well, you're part of the acceleration of this beautiful and amazing ecosystem. So thank you. So Daryl, how about a fun fact?
Born in Brazil and have traveled to over 75 countries.
Oh my God.
Woo!
So
Right.
75 countries, not counting like places I just did a layover.
Wow.
So if you
Wow.
those layovers don't count.
75 like legit countries.
Legit countries, yeah.
That's awesome.
What's your favorite country?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Favorite place to go probably is Malta.
Mm.
Favorite place as far as interesting would be India.
Ooh, okay.
So
I have
Vivian,
a fun fact, Sean.
yes.
My character on Days of Our Lives that ended up getting caught in jail for life, she was from Malta. Her name was Maya Liano.
Vivian, how could you play an evil character? You're the most heart-centered, brilliant, energetic. Vivian has shaped this entire Real Raw, filling it with her energy, her heart-centeredness, and love. And you're a TV villain, Vivian?
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Well, I can feel your mischievous villain energy like bubbling right now. So it's like present for me, Vivian. So thank you for that. And who we got?
We have from Bergen County,
Whoa!
Jesus,
Hello, hello.
aka Manny, the distinguished realtor at 194 Real Estate Group, and loves to say, picture yourself living here. Now turn your dream into an address. He has a background in construction and civil engineering and is president of his hometown's volunteer ambulance corps, an organization that he has been a part of for 8 years. So welcome, Manny.
Manny, what's
Hello,
up?
thank you, thank you. Just like Daryl said, it's really an honor to be here. I'm very excited. The energy, this is like the highlight of my week. Energy is super high and I love it. And I can't wait to start this.
Yeah. So Manny is also part of his agency growing by about 300% this year, and they're doing remarkable things. And how about a fun fact, Manny?
Yes, you heard this one yesterday, but I like sharing this one. So if you can't tell, I'm actually standing. I don't own a computer desk or a bed either. I practice minimalism. So I stand all day on my computer, and sounds like your legs would hurt, but really it's nice. Like something as simple as like going upstairs now is so effortless. Like you don't even think about it, but it's been seen a lot of benefits.
So do you sleep standing up too? I don't understand the whole bed thing. I mean, I get the like standing up desk thing, but like I don't get the whole no bed thing. You have to explain this.
So are you familiar with a tatami mat?
No.
So it's many cultures have used it. More traditionally, it's associated with the Japanese culture, and it's
Tatami.
basically like a grass woven bed, but it's really dense. Like you might as well sleep on like a board of wood, but it's
Wait,
for me,
whoa.
it's really comfortable. It
Wait,
sounds
wait.
insane, but
No, no, no,
Viv and I are like, no way. Viv and I are like king size, Tempur-Pedic, down comforters,
I'm
all
gonna
the
send you a
pillows.
Murphy's bed. I'm sending you a Murphy's bed.
This is like insane. Like, let's all go sleep on wood. That's insane.
it's life changing.
That is not the life changers that I'm looking for. My
crippling.
friends.
But here's my favorite
I'm
part.
with Vivian on that.
Yes, and here's my favorite part of this whole conversation is there's like, this accomplishment, and that accomplishment, and this accomplishment, and that accomplishment. And then Manny goes, amongst everybody who's been announced so far, including Manny, and then Manny goes, I'm a minimalist. And that's the first time Mariah makes a sound. She's like, So anything that's like unique and different is like resonating over minimalism.
Oh, I guess it's a great idea.
Now Mariah's impressed.
He's like, let me go on a pilgrimage and study that somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, is there a place that I can study minimalism?
Yeah,
So-
Mariah, it's nice to see you again. I don't know if you remember, we
Yeah.
sat at the same dinner table after the first immersion event.
Oh, we
at-
did. That's
Yeah,
right.
Goldfish Grill. Yeah. That
Oh my
was
gosh, I was like, I feel like I recognize him.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Oh,
Hello.
awesome.
I'll call you for notes on minimalism.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be with Bella though, the bed and with the the cushion, all the
Come on.
It's okay. It's okay.
Mariah, Bella, Vivian will study minimalism in their very comfortable Tempur-Pedic.
The luxury version
How
of
did you know? I
minimalism.
definitely have a Tempur-Pedic.
Yes.
All right, so Vivian, we got one more amazing judge, and then we're gonna get to the sales gangster as the role player. Yes.
I think we have a first today, but I'm going to let you call that later. We have a dynamic and modern day captivating knight named Sir John Shen.
A knight? We have a knight. And by the way, some people were saying I was knighted on Saturday night. We'll come back to that.
Oh my God, yeah.
Knightness is nice, please.
So he was knighted, Sean, by the Royal Order of Constantine and the Great and Saint Helene, and is ambassador to the Royal House of Cappadocia. I don't know where my accent came from, but I had to do something. To be a knight, you must be recognized for being exemplary, super accomplished. Plus, you must live a life of purpose, faith, hope, and charity. And Sir John Shin is all of that in a box of chips, Sean. He started with a BA in business, then an MBA, then a Juris Doctorate degree in law. When he meets his wife, Arlene introduces him to the financial service world, and together they open 128 offices in 42 different states. Not only did he start over 26 different companies from scratch, they all became multi-million-dollar enterprises. Sir John Shin then became an investor, philanthropist, movie producer, author, motivational speaker, and critically acclaimed business coach. He's been featured in the Wall Street Journal, Forbes magazine, and has been appeared on CBS, NBC, Fox News, and MSNBC. And he lays out his blueprint to success to help mentor others with his best-selling book, How Rich Asians Think and Grow Rich, which is a Think and Grow Rich book by Napoleon, which we all know probably here in 1937. He's also the executive producer of the feature film Think and Grow Rich, The Legacy, which by no surprise is sweeping the world in multiple countries. And yes, he's the co-founder of the All for One Foundation and sits on over 6 different boards of charities. And he sits with us today with a gazillion toilet paper rolls behind him. So welcome.
Sir John.
Say, like, this guy is super impressive, but what's most impressive is that he's got 800 rolls of toilet paper behind him.
Sir John, before we get
Oh
to you,
my
we have to do a
God.
quick test because like this is a new feature on the Real Raw. So I really want to know, Mariah Brown.
Yeah.
I want you to tell Bella Verita and Vivian, you're like soul sisters. I want you to tell them, are you more impressed by Sir John's list of accomplishments or by Manny's minimalism?
Ooh.
Oh God.
All right, Mariah's going to contemplate, do some ayahuasca, and get back to us on that entire thing. So,
It's a toss-up. We're going to have to flip a coin.
I'm gonna have to feel
That's
it.
a quick.
okay.
But like he has toilet paper, you know? It's
Toilet paper. I don't know. That toilet paper is
Yeah,
getting silver right
because-
now.
Right. So all of his accomplishments, Bella is balanced by his fun energy. So you agree, Bella? Like the
Yes.
super power of fun energy, which Bella, you are ringing through it. You want to lead into that for a second, and then we'll get to Sir John?
I'm really curious about the toilet paper. I mean, we can go and find it, but I'm like really fascinated with the toilet paper.
We're
So I
mesmerized.
think we should get to Sir John.
All right, Sir John,
Yes.
amazing, incredible, unbelievable, right? But why the 800 rolls of toilet paper? Like all the other stuff we can get to, but why the toilet paper?
You know, I'm, you know, when I meet people for the first time, you feel people's energy, right? I mean,
You do not sound like a Sir John. You
You can
do
tell-
not sound like a Sir. I was expecting Sean Connery. What is happening?
I set you up. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But it's when you're meeting people on Zoom or any other kind of virtual system, you want to have some sense of humor, especially in the world we live in today with all the division and this and that. I just want to make people laugh, you know? And when I cut on the screen and they see the toilet paper, everyone begins to laugh. They don't even sit there and go, is he a liberal, a Democrat, or whatever? You know, it's like, hey, we're all having a good time. Let's just have some fun and just everybody needs to just, you know, calm down. So I like to do it. And then if you become my client, I'll send you a roll, you know?
It's
Nice.
beautiful. And Sir John,
Well, at least I know where all the toilet paper during the pandemic went.
Exactly. I'm hoarding it all.
and we can create the toilet paper party for our next election, and we'll have no problems dealing with all of this nonsense. So, Sir John, besides your 800 rolls of toilet paper, what's a fun fact?
Well, before I get there real quick, I want to say, you know, Mariah, it's so cool. We're all kind of sitting here in our studio. Every time we go to Maui, we get off the airport, we get our bags, and we get our rental car, and guess where the first place we go? We go to the kitchen, baby. We love it there, man. Of course, and then
Oh my
we
God, I feel so honored.
the portions you guys give is ridiculous, right? And it's so good. And so we order everything. We get the loco moco, the coconut, banana, everything. We love it. We love all the syrup. We love your restaurant. And so my staff, my children are sitting around here because we all go. Of course, we go in there and it feels like we own the whole place because about 14, I take my entourage about 14 people, and we love that place. So everybody's like, did Sean just say that she's the owner of the kitchen? We're like, oh my God. It's like, it's crazy. Wow.
Oh my
Awesome.
God, I feel so honored. We
love your
feel
restaurant.
so-
It's awesome. But
Thank
anyway,
you.
going back to a fun fact, yeah. I did martial arts since I was 5 years old, and just worked my way up. And I went to the World Games and the Pan American Games in the 80s, and I won silver. At the,
Whoa. You
Wow.
took silver medal in the Pan Am Games?
yes.
Brother, that is remarkable. And
Thank you.
I do love heart, right? And math.
Yeah.
The math of that and the heart of that is
Yes.
extraordinary because that
Wow.
makes you something like a 0.00001 percenter, right? Like that's what it means. It's unbelievable to achieve that. You guys can do that math and fact check me. It's about right with 6 zeros. So extraordinary, sir. Really appreciate you being here very, very much. And
Absolutely.
how about Think and Grow Rich? You know, like, right, super clear in the work of Napoleon Hill and everything. What's this all about, and what are you guys doing?
Well, so we, it's really interesting. This whole thing has been a total different experience because our culture and the way we were raised, Asian, being in martial art, being humble, that's what we're always trained in to be humble and to be patient, be respectful. Coming out in social media was a very different thing for us. And we got interviewed by Forbes. One of the questions they asked is, what do we attribute our books, our success to? And it's funny because people will say, wow, look how successful. We feel like we haven't even began to touch the surface of being successful, but okay, they said, and there's so many wonderful platforms like this, you guys, this show, this podcast, this whole thing is so amazing. YouTube, there's podcasts, all that. In the early 90s, when my wife Arlene and I had started our journey in entrepreneurship, we went to a library. We had to get microfiche. We had to do research. We didn't have all these wonderful things. But we went to a bookstore called Crown Books, and we picked up a book called Think and Grow Rich. We read it. We applied the principles. That is our employee handbook. And so that's how we built it. And so on the way home, my wife decided, she says, do you think we should donate some money to the Napoleon Hill Foundation? I said, yeah, sure. So she called them up, sent them a check. They called us back and said, that was a very generous check. We'd love to visit with you guys. We'll fly you guys out, put you in a hotel, have dinner. That's wonderful. And then we were having dinner and they said, if you were a member of the board, what would you do with the Napoleon Hill Foundation? I said, wow, that's a big question. I said, I would actually make a movie out of it. It's one of 5 books that have crossed over 100 million in sales. And the other ones is Lord of the Rings, Twilight Saga, Harry Potter, the Bible, and Think and Grow Rich. It's the only book that has not become a theatrical movie. So I said, I'd make a movie out of it. And they said, really, where would we get a movie money for something like that? And that's where I was like showing off, at the time. And I was like, well, I mean, what's the big deal? I said, I'll put up the money. It's not a big deal. And one of the board members says, oh, that would be great, John. We'll take you up on that. And then I was like, okay. And I thought that was going to blow over until a week later, I got a contract in the mail. And now I had to put my money where my mouth was. And yeah. So I called up my friends because I've never made a movie in my life. I didn't even know where to begin. And they said, oh, yeah, something like that. It'll just be a documentary and it'll be like 500 grand. I'm like, okay, I can cover that. And $6.5 million later, we finished the movie. And so we went over budget. My wife was, just a little bit,
But, John, I've had the privilege of going shopping with Mariah, and it sounds like that experience.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I'm a minimalist now.
Yeah. So yeah, we made the movie and it became a huge success out of that. And then I was asked by Keller Williams to come and speak at one of their conferences. And they said, what, I got off a stage and I was like overwhelmed. Everybody was coming up and asking about a copy of my book. And I said, well, give me your business card, your email, I'll send you a copy. I come home and my wife's like, how did it go? What's next for you? And I was like, well, I got to write a book. She's like, why? And I go, because I told everybody I'd send them a copy. And she's like, but you don't have a book. And I'm like, I know, that's why I got to write one now. So I was like, what do I write about? I don't never written a book. So that's when I called up the Napoleon Hill Foundation and asked them if I could write a modern day book of Think and Grow Rich. And they said, absolutely. And so I began the book, and it was pretty amazing. I learned so much in that book writing process. And, it was originally called Think and Grow Rich and Asian Choice, because there is a Black choice, a Latino, and a women's choice. The women's choice was written by Sharon Lecter, who wrote all the Rich Dad, Poor Dad books. Yeah. And so it was called Think and Grow Rich, an Asian Choice. But then they came back and said, the publisher said, there's so many Think and Grow Rich publications, we should change it to help algorithms. And a movie came out called Crazy Rich Asians, which is like a rom-com. And my book came out. It had nothing to do with that, but it came out, and my publishers decided to change it to called How Rich Asians Think. So when people went on Amazon to buy Crazy Rich Asians, it said people who bought this also bought How Rich Asians Think. And so they sold together around the world like crazy. And we became an overnight multi-million-dollar, best-selling book.
Genius.
Awesome job, brother. Super happy for you being here.
Thank you.
Look forward to doing amazing and great things together. So Mariah, you want to get a copy of that book?
Yes, please, with your autograph.
Yes, amazing.
For sure.
Send us all copies. I want a copy too.
Everybody's raising their hand.
I know Bella's going. I'm ready.
Absolutely.
And Gina, last but certainly not least, we have the sales gangster in the house, Vivian.
We do. We have the cute Bella Verita. She's been selling since she was 8 years old. She went from selling crafts on her front lawn to top income earner in a network marketing organization by the time she was 19. She built a multiple 7-figure real estate company by 24, becoming the #1 business broker in the state of Nevada. That's what a sales gangster is all about. And since then, she's led leadership trainings at almost every major hotel and casino brand in Las Vegas. Now, as a sales gangster, her passion is helping businesses scale and women create financial independence through sales. So welcome, Bella.
And she plays more women salespeople than anybody and rocking the house. Bella, you are amazing, heart-centered, incredible, and thank you for being here today. What say you, my friend?
So you want my fun fact for the day?
Yes, please.
So my fun fact for the day is I have decided that you are on a pineapple diet for the rest of the week, because somehow when I placed the Whole Foods order, I got like 900 pounds of pineapple. I have more pineapple than I know what to do with. So I'm just like, forget pizza, forget cheese sticks. Like, it's all pineapple for like a week. That's my fun fact for the day.
So,
pineapple, anyone?
So this is
Thank you. Like a quarter of it. We have like 9 of those.
We're in trouble.
This is unbelievable. So
that's your fun fact for the day. I'll eat it up with so much pineapple, I have no idea, but that's all you're gonna eat for a week.
Thank you. It's in honor of Mariah and Shirley Michelle. So all right. So Vivian, how you liking the Real Raw since we're at episode 290?
Well, I wanted to know. This is
290 episodes. We're heading towards 300. We'll hit later this week. So what do you think, Vivian?
I mean, we have a cornucopia of beautiful personalities that come here to create firsts. Isn't our Sir John Shin the first night that we've had?
First night is in the house. Absolutely. Yes.
This is what can happen here on The Real Raw.
Vivian dropping in. So it's beautiful and incredible. We'll explain more like what this is and why, because we actually perceive it to be the greatest experiential marketing hack of the last decade. Somebody said 2 days ago that this is arguably the greatest marketing hack since Google AdWords. And we'll explain what experiential marketing is, what the hack is all about, and how we built an entire insane company during COVID with no ability for live events, no SEO, doing absolutely nothing digitally online. Is one of the great experiments of human-to-human dynamics that we believe has been created in business in the last 10 years. So we'll talk more about that later. But Vivian, love you.
Love you.
We are not here without you. You are a rock star. Thank you.
Well, we're here because of you, Sean. You are amazing, and you have created a state of being that we all love to be in, to become unblinded. So thank you.
Thank you. Bella, you ready to rock and roll, sales gangster?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, Michelle, I have a 1 or a 2 under the table. Mariah's going to fact check me if I change it or not. What number is it?
2.
It is a 2. You won the toss. Would you like to go first, Michelle, or would you like to take the wonderful, beautiful, and amazing Kelvin and throw him right under the bus? So you want to go first? Kelvin goes under the bus. Right. So Kelvin.
I have no doubt that he can handle the situation, though.
Yes, I have no doubt. He's ready to go. So Kelvin, you know how this works, brother. This is about hello to yes. Everything in the world happens after yes. Mariah sits next to me on the Real Raw. Bella comes on. Vivian comes on. All of you come on after yes. Sit in a room of amazingness that we'll talk about later, Bella. Yes? From
Yes.
Saturday night. All businesses get started. Think and Grow Rich movies get made. Checks get written for Think and Grow Rich foundations. Many triple numbers. Everything occurs after yes. And sometimes knowing when to say no. Story for a different day. So this is about how you go from hello to yes. And Kelvin, as you know, the sales gangster, she will be either an ideal potential client. She will be anybody you want her to be in the world. Specifically, she could be like Donald Trump, like Donald, let's go from hello to yes on what's happening, or Joe Biden, or Oprah Winfrey, or a charitable person, anybody that you like, any avatar for anything. Simply, it's a meaningful yes to you in the world, Kelvin. So who would you like Bella Verita to be?
Bella, I want you to be yourself. And I
Ooh,
want to talk
I'm
to you.
so good at that.
Yeah, I want you to be yourself, and I want to talk to you about your business.
All right.
Okay.
Got
Do
3 minutes and take it. Well, it's a 6-minute conversation now, Kelvin. All right, this is 6 minute, 3 minutes break in the middle. You have to worry about that. It's like Bella's gonna have a phone call of going from hello to yes. This is not Boiler Room meets Wolf of Wall Street, Mariah. This is like authentic, heart-centered yes connection. So you don't even have to get like a sale. It could be just a longer meeting. Have Bella seeing her future in you as you show up congruently, uniquely. So Kelvin, take us in, and Mariah and I are gonna eat some pineapple. It's right here.
Bella, you are unbelievable. Your energy is so good. You have more energy than me. Okay.
The clock's paused. That's good, right?
Sorry. We got to start that clock over. My phone started ringing and it rings into my computer and then I couldn't hear a word you said. So Miles, if you could restart the computer, yes, sorry about that. All right, let's start again. Hello.
Hey, Bella, I really love your energy. You kind of lit up. There's all these great personalities that were here today. You lit it up. You look happy. What makes you so happy?
What makes me so happy is just being able to be a part of this movement and being a part of the Unblinded team and all of the magic that we're creating in the world really makes me happy.
Yeah. And you have a lot of success. And I noticed that you help driven entrepreneurs and you help women who are heart-centered and passionate. Tell me a little bit more about your ideal customer.
Yeah, so we primarily place female sales professionals and in sales roles. And so the types of clients that we serve are, coaches, consultants that have, higher ticket offers that they need, remote salespeople for. And then we also have done some things in the technology space and also the healthcare space as well.
Yeah. So you already have a successful company. Are you interested in growing it more, or are there other things important to you?
I am definitely the biggest thing that's important to me right now is, I'm starting to do a lot of stuff with Unblinded that I really love doing. And my ideal is to build up stuff in the company where I am an operator, not or a business owner, not the operator, because I'm still heavily involved in the day-to-day operations with the company. So it's more about starting to remove myself from that.
Yeah, I can hear what you're saying. Being involved in the day-to-day operations could be a lot. Like I was, for 10 years, I was the COO at a $50 million company. And I had to get back to entrepreneurship because I just did not like the operations part of it. But that's interesting. So you know what you want to do with your time it's not just about growing it because making more money. It's about your lifestyle and be able to do the things that are most impactful for you. Is that true?
Correct. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. So what's next? So I know that you're spending time on a Real Raw, Unblinded, you're doing those kind of things, but what is it going to take to grow your business? Where do your clients swim? Where are you fishing?
Well, we definitely, one of the things I love about working with Unblinded is all the opportunities for ecosystem merging, because it really truly is like the one company that is about bringing leaders together and, really truly doing business together. And so that is a big ecosystem merger for us, and working with other companies that, also drive salespeople as well.
Yeah. So
I've got to take a quick call, Calvin. So let me take that call and then I'll call you right back.
Kelvin,
all right,
how
talk
was
to you
that?
soon.
Yeah, Kelvin, how was that round one for you, brother?
It felt good. I mean, I'm just trying to get to know her better.
Yeah. All right.
The
Cool.
reality-
Cool.
The more you get to know about someone, you can see if it's a good fit or not, right?
Are you claiming that you don't know if Bella Reed is a good fit? I'm just teasing, Kelvin. Bella, how was that first round for you? What would you say? Like,
All I want to know, Calvin, is are you in Unblinded Mastery already? Or is this like your first time here?
Nope.
Like first time? Because that was quite impressive.
I met
quite
everybody yesterday, and they told me to come back today.
Well,
oh, so you were on the call last night.
I think he was on a
Not
real
last night. It was in the daytime.
I think he was on a real
okay.
open. Somebody's real
Okay,
open.
got it.
So guys,
Got it.
if you don't know, there's like Real Raw Open is our version of TEDx,
Mhm.
and this is like TED. Like this is the big
Mhm.
stage. So Kelvin, for you to make it to the big stage,
Yeah.
means you did a beautiful job, sir. And so thank you. And you
Oh,
know that
fantastic.
you're all incredibly successful people. So awesome job,
Okay.
my friend. Yeah. So by the way, in 2021, this is Bella breaking news. We've talked about this in the past. We're going to be naming Influencer of the Year. And we don't mean how many Instagram followers you have, because that's not influence. This is somebody who go from hello to yes, leaders leading leaders, causing leadership. And we're going to do it overall in the Real Raw. And then we're going to have different divisions and sections across the country and the world. So that's coming to a theater near you. So Kelvin, great job. Michelle, are you ready? And your scubaness, by the way, we haven't said this fun fact. I'm blind. And so I'm a blind guy that taught a blind guy to surf in the last 6 weeks. So that's my fun fact. And so I can't see. Are you anywhere near the ocean today?
No, I wish I was. But
Right.
I'm not. I'm sitting in my closet, actually.
Nice. Where is your closet?
My closet is in Sherman Oaks, and this is my office.
That is
So
beautiful thing. All right.
my office.
Very minimalistic.
Very minimal. And
Very
who
much so, but
who would you
not
like
my
Bella?
45 pair of shoes.
Yeah, who would you like Bella to be today?
Oprah?
Nice.
Hell
Oprah,
yeah.
channeling your inner Oprah.
Let's do this.
Let's go. 3 minutes. Take us in.
Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Hi, Oprah. Oh my gosh, I have been wanting to meet you for so long. You are an incredible woman who has impacted so many people and made a difference worldwide. What drives you, Bella?
It is being able to see the world as a better place and providing opportunities for those that are less fortunate, and opportunities for inspiration to unleash the unlimitedness of the human potential.
Now, I don't know if you remember this, but I actually met you one time. I was a bartender a long time ago at a little place called Duplex on 3rd, and you just were so nice to all of the kitchen staff, so nice to everybody, and I wanted so badly to continue having a conversation with you, and I'm just so honored to be in your presence at the moment. Because of you and because of the experience that I went through, you inspired me to do more. And I know there's so many people out there that just want to do more than what we're doing. And because of you, you have taken your life. And I know you were fired from your hosting gig when you were first starting out, right? How was that experience for you?
It was in the moment, I just knew it was a catalyst for what was next. It was heartbreaking. But I think, my soul knew that something needed to happen so that I could make a change in my life.
So what is next for you?
Well, we're working on, really the big thing is the own network, and really providing a platform for other individuals to, be center stage and then light their life off.
Well, I would love to help you. I know that giving back is something that you care about, and our nonprofit organization gives back to Ghana, Sierra Leone, Rwanda, and we want to start giving back here in the United States as well. And if I could help you in any way to move your platform forward, I would love to be in that space with you.
Yeah, but so what exactly does that look like?
Well,
Oh, you're getting a phone call, I think.
No, I have a 30 seconds before I'm taking a phone call.
Oh, my bad. Good. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Well, I'm thinking what that might look like is I could help your staff. I met a couple of your staff years and years ago, and we might be able to travel together. We might be able to speak together. I know that you've experienced domestic violence as well, and I know that you have been through some heartbreaking things.
Yeah, Michelle, I've got to take a quick call, but let me take that call and we can circle back around in a minute.
Sounds great.
All right, Michelle, excellent work. How'd that feel for you?
Interesting. This is fun. This is a really fun show, by the way. I'm having fun.
Can I just own this for a second? Because it was a lot of work, and people told me I was nuts in creating this. Bella, there's some genius here in creating this during COVID. Was there not?
There was absolutely genius. There is no one that is confused about your geniusness, my friend.
No, thank you. And for real, guys, what this show stands for also is for belief. After our live event, we put 1,500 people in New Jersey in a room, again, with no advertising whatsoever. It was an amazing launch, incredible things. COVID hits, and it's like it's over. And it's not over because integrous human influence and knowing what to do with it is, in fact, a superpower, which all the people here have. And it's also a question of where we are in our mastery of it. There's a difference between being in the 9.9, the 99th percentile. If you're in the 99th percentile in income, you make $400,000. If you're 99.9, you make 1.7 million, 99.99, 7.8 million, 99.999, 56 million a year. So people talk about the top 1% as though it's the same thing. Someone making $400,000 and living out in, California, you're, not having a lot of space, right? If you're making 56 million and all you were is 0.001% different, it's everything. It's a difference between having Think and Grow Rich in the work of Sir John go globally in his amazing book, Micro Distinctions, and books that go nowhere, that are beautiful, well-written, integrous, heart-centered. So we stand in the space of this, that integrous, authentic influence is in fact a superpower, but the exponentiality of the impact of it, which I'll speak into a little my own experience later, the exponentiality of the impact of it begins after you're already great, after you're already great at it. That's when all the massive exponentiality in gains begin. So, Manny, judges, with that said, we're going to go 30 seconds, super time integrity, hard stop, Bella Verita, sales gangsters.
Got you.
Yep. 30 seconds of feedback for each of these amazing people, 15-second, bullet of what went well, 15 seconds of opportunity for growth, and then a score on a scale of 1 to 10. Manny, you ready, brother?
I'm ready.
All right. What do you got for the one and only Kelvin?
All right, Kelvin, you right away, you matched Bella's energy and you acknowledge her energy, and you right away, you really dove into on getting to know her and building that rapport. What was very good, you also asked a lot of open-ended questions, so that kept her giving more information about herself in depth, not just yes or no. Just like she said, I honestly thought you've done this before. Running out of time, so I'd give you a 9.3. And
nice, Manny. And for Michelle?
And for Michelle, you had good variance of energies. Again, you asked about her accomplishments. You got to know her. Good building rapport with saying how you've met in the past and you love what she does. You saw her in person, not on a stage, and you saw how she's in real life. I would, towards the end, would have been a little more clear on what you were trying to offer that you could assist Oprah with. What services you have, what you do. I definitely give you a 8.8.
Nice, Manny. Great job. Daryl, what do you have for Kelvin?
Yeah, Kelvin, great. Again, great energy level there. Good way to start with a compliment. And as you then transition with some very good questions that to draw her out, draw her into the conversation. Good connections and a good transition. That was to move forward and to point out the difference between significance and being busy, and picking up on that on her. Very good. I give you a 9. Solid 9.
Excellent job. And for Michelle.
Excellent. Michelle, also good in that you started out with a compliment and then made that personal connection. Good questions, and then to help her, and that you want to help her. That's very significant. People, if they're being honest, everyone wants help if they're honest. And so that you wanted to help her, and just unfortunately you ran out of time in being able to specify, but a quick follow-up is, I'd love to follow up with that. I'd give you an 8.5, just because at the end you just couldn't tie it together real well there.
All right. Excellent job, Daryl. John, what do you have, sir, for Kelvin?
Unmute, Sir John.
Thanks. Yeah, so I thought you did great, because to make that connection, you did what I call EPR. So EPR is you encouraged, you praised, and you recognized her from the very beginning. And that was a great way to get that rapport developed from the very beginning. So I thought it was great. And then from there, you, as Manny was saying, you matched her energy. So a lot of people do, her energy is here and your energy is here. There'll be a discrepancy, and you match that. And I thought that was awesome. So great job. I'd give you an overall 1 to 10, a 9.
Nice. And how about for Michelle, Sir John?
Yeah, Michelle, you too. You started off great with you did the same thing. You EPR'd her in the very beginning, and that was great. You developed that rapport, and so that was key. And then you started getting to the questions, and I loved how you got those questions. You tied them together, and you didn't stop. You didn't go to another question. You kind of took that question, expanded on that same question. So that was awesome. And then at the end, I loved how you did, hey, how can I be of service to you? How can I help you at the very end? So I thought you were great too, Michelle. I'd give you a 9 as well.
Outstanding. Great job, Michelle. Kelvin, we're going to get to round 2 in a second. But Bella, I have a question. Like it's coming up for me. Could I ask it?
Uh-oh. My level 5 listening tells me that this is going to be entertaining. Let's hear it.
I'm just wondering if Sir John, if in an altercation, does he like pull out his sword or drop into his martial arts? So Sir John, do you think we should ask that question to Sir John, Bella?
I definitely think we should.
Yes, Sir John. So is it like the whipping out of the sword, or is it like dropping into martial arts?
Oh, wow.
Or both at the same time.
There you go. Yeah. or neither, I guess, I would say neither,
Neither?
No.
Sir John, the interesting, he's a minimalist. He's picking.
I was going to say, Mariah just fell in love even more. So now he's like talking about no swords or martial arts.
And Mariah is in the middle of eating and laughing hysterically at the sales gangster and making sounds. And here's Mariah Brown back. So yes.
What did I do?
Bella said that you fell in love more deeply with Sir John because he said he does not pull out his sword or his martial arts. He goes with neither.
Oh my God.
And I went with both. I went with pull out both. And then he would go, and I was like, this is the thing.
Oh
yes.
God,
all right.
So great.
So here we go. Sir John, and for everybody, like to just a little illustration of integrity-based human influence and a drop in on what this is. So again, this is the real raw. And my name is Sean Callaghan, co-founder of Unblinded. And I realized 23 years ago that influence is a superpower. I was a Division I athlete, Columbia University, captain of my college baseball team, on my way to getting drafted and playing professionally when my beginnings of my retinitis pigmentosa, which has now led to my blindness, was just starting. So I did not get drafted, went to law school. My mom pushed a hot dog cart in Jersey City during my childhood, did not grow up with money. Nobody in my direct family line had gone to college. I go to law school, graduate with honors. I feel like I've won the game of life. And then I realized that it worked a little bit differently than athletics, and that the superpower that mattered was the ability to sell and market. And I couldn't think of anything more repulsive than selling and marketing. Could anything, Bella, have been more gross? I don't know how you at 8 years old were the amazing person you are, but when I was like 11, 12, 13, I was like losing class elections by the boatload because I couldn't speak to people. My sophomore year at Columbia, I ate lunch by myself. Most of the second semester, I failed freshman high school geometry for the year. How I ended up at Columbia is a longer story for a different day. But it was like, wow, like this is unbelievable. I went to law school and I did well, graduated with honors because I thought that was it. And the people who have the money, time, and magic they want are the people with the superpower, and it's manipulative and bad. And then somebody handed me a book by Tony Robbins, Awaken the Giant Within. I started reading it and I realized that, and then Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. And then I read Jay Abraham. I paid $500 for a book when I was 27. By the way, I paid $200,000 this year for my personal development because I'd never stopped. I said, I'm going to quit my job, this major law firm. I'm going to start my own law firm and see if this personal development stuff works as much as BS. 2 years later, I had a 40-person law firm. I paid off my debt. I bought a primary residence. I bought a beach house that Bella Sales Gangster, Vivian, Mariah hasn't been yet. Some of these fine folks have been to, which did a major event down there, surfing, having an incredible time. But the byproduct of all of it was this stuff works. So this work has led to me building a 40-person law firm, exiting. I have a 125-person law firm today. It's my side hustle. I'm a business owner, not operator. And I'm building Unblinded with incredible people like Adam Gugino and Fran Valencia, my co-founders, Bella, and so many other incredible folks. And we're unpacking that superpower of influence. And there's a question like that we often ask people who have amazing amounts of social media presence, and they don't like the question. How much money do you make? How much impact are you actually having? Do you actually own your Facebook, your YouTube, your Instagram? And we're not saying not to use those tools, but the answer is you don't, because your reach is controlled by other people. But nobody controls your reach with your ecosystem. But how do you manage it? Like your contact list, your sphere. And Facebook seems like the only answer, but it's not an answer that provides true connection and value. Longer story for later, but that's the beginnings of the conversation to drive integrous increases of our money, our time, and our magic. So, Sir John, would you mind if we dropped in real quick on a quick demonstration of something?
No, go ahead.
Yeah. So, Sir John, I can't thank you enough for coming on today. There's been some incredible people on The Real Raw. We've had Les Brown, Joseph McClendon, Chris Crone, guy who owns his own convention center, amazing people. But there's no story and list of accomplishments that is more diverse and compelling for me than what you've accomplished.
Oh, thank you.
To be the athlete that you are, to take second in the Pan Am Games, out of millions, hundreds of millions of people that would cover that, probably 1 billion people would be covered under the umbrella of, in something that where you put yourself out there as much as a martial art form, let alone to take one of the most iconic breakthrough works in the history and space of personal development to the world in a new and unique way, to increase the impact of Napoleon Hill, his foundation and his work, and have all these other incredible things as an author, a speaker. So just asking you this question, brother, your energy is incredible. Your accomplishments are off the charts. You've been knighted. What is driving you to continue to do the things that you're doing?
Well, it changed over the years. I think number one, when I started martial arts, it wasn't like I, was watching a Bruce Lee movie and said, I want to go into martial arts. I was 5 years old. I got jumped, and I got my butt kicked inside out, came home, and mom and dad said, we got to put you in there. So that once I got into martial arts, I wanted to make sure that I was able to protect myself. I never wanted to be vulnerable to getting my butt kicked in and not be able to protect myself. So I wanted to be the best. Like I was very inspired by Bruce Lee after that. I watched his movies and I was obsessed in a good way, not in a bad way, but I wanted to be the greatest martial artist ever. So, I got picked up in a van after school. The school that I attended came and picked me up after school in a van at 2:45. I got picked up. I went to the dojang or dojo, people would say, but it's a dojang. And I didn't come home until midnight. Wow. So imagine starting at 5 years of age. That's what I did. So I didn't go and play Little League or baseball, go to like parties on weekends. Saturdays and Sundays, I still had to go to the dojang, and we spent 6-7 hours a day. And so that's what we did. That was my whole life. And so starting at 5 years old, I mean, I didn't go to birthday parties, I didn't have the normal life like most kids did. I didn't go and play. I didn't have a skateboard. I didn't have bicycles and go right around. My whole life was that. And so when I went to my state championship, I got into that ring. I'm a little kid. I'm like 9 years old, and it's either me or him. And so I had to, I went in and I lost. And so when I lost, at that moment, at 9 years of age, I had a decision. Do I want to be bitter or do I want to get better? And so that defeat was probably a good thing for me to happen to me, because at that point I decided that I wanted to be I wasn't good enough. I had to do more. And so I wanted to get better. And I still feel like today people say, oh my God, Michelle, you've been to my home, and, we've given people tours, and like, oh my gosh, I just feel like I haven't done enough. I just want to be better in every which way.
I received your commitment to self-mastery, process mastery, extraordinary, clear. Why still do this? Like, in feeling like you're not accomplishing enough, like, what's the underlying driver? So what? It's 150 years from now. You have the privilege of knowing it's your last day on earth, and you're going to be remembered.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you want to be remembered for? Because that's what's at stake, right? Every day you wake up, we wake up. That's what's at stake. If we're present to it, you're clearly present to it.
Yeah.
What is that driving force?
I think I want to, at this point now for my life, is and it's a great question, Sean, is what kind of an impact did I want to have on society, on humanity, and, I've said that things don't matter, but people do. So for me to have all these toys and whatever, who cares? It's not like, like my mom says, when you die, you're not taking your money and your homes and your cars and your jewelry into the grave with you. People aren't going to remember. Do you know that John Shin owned a Rolex? No one's going to say that. You know what I mean? No one's going, oh, do you know he had that Ferrari? No, who cares? Yeah. You know what they're going to say? They're going to go, wow, what kind of a difference did he make? So I started my charity, Sean, called the All for One Foundation, where we do humanitarian work around the world. What Michelle was referring to, going to Sierra Leone, right? And developing child prosperity centers, right? One of the greatest songs I ever heard was sung by Whitney Houston. She said that, I think it was the greatest time of all, or the greatest love of all, right? And she says in the lyrics in her song, she says, I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. And that song was so deep and profound that we started this charity to go and help children around the world, and not just internationally, but domestically as well. There are so many kids that if we give them the tools, they could become extraordinary people, right? And so that's we got knighted by the royal family of Spain because of our humanitarian work, and I never said, oh, one day I'm going to become a knight. I never even know that Asian people could be knighted. In fact, the first time
I can't see. I didn't know you were Asian.
Yeah. I mean, when I first got the call, they said, yeah, call from His Royal Highness, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, is this for real? And they got me connected. I was on a phone. And basically when they told me that, I was blown away that they said they were going to knight me. And then of course I was like, for what? Like what, for what? Like I haven't done anything to be a knight. I'm not even Spanish. I'm Asian. Like you guys know I'm Asian, right? And I said, Your Royal Highness, you do know I'm from South Korea. And he says, yes. But we don't give knighthood based on ethnicity. We give it to them based on their works. And your humanitarian work is just unprecedented. So, people talk about how much money they made, but we've given away millions of dollars. The Napoleon Hill Foundation, we gave them almost $10 million.
It's extraordinary. So, John, I know you only have about 30 seconds to go in this moment. I just want to acknowledge your intentionality, your heart, your mission, your impact. It's extraordinary. And would be
Thank
okay.
you.
Yeah. And would be okay if I shared 20 quick seconds on what I'm up to in the world and a thought. Would that be okay with you?
Absolutely. Please share.
Yeah. So I think there's a formula that applies like gravity. Like there's gravity, whether you want there to be or not. There's a formula for why people succeed and why they don't, whether we like it or not. It just is applying. And this is the study of my life over the past 23 years. It's led me to have the privilege of breaking sales records on stage and Tony Robbins stages, going into a room and raising, $1.7 million for charity when they hope to raise 500 grand in 20 minutes, and having 2 top 100 national jury verdicts as one of only 2 attorneys in the country at 1.3 million, and the only one that was blind. But more importantly, it's allowed me to attend all the events for my kids and walk them to school every morning and to cause leadership amongst leaders. And this platform may look interesting. It may look like a podcast. Unblinded may look like a personal development thing. But calling this a personal development platform will be like calling Amazon a bookstore. And so what we're doing is we're causing business people to co-create and come together to create acceleration in the world in something there's no model or parallel to or for, which led to an unbelievable acknowledgement by one of my heroes and mentors, whose book I bought 23 years ago, acknowledged me in a room full of people this weekend, of his elite folks, shockingly, unknowingly, for no other reason than him saying I was the most heart-centered, there's no more heart-centered leader of integrity he's ever seen. And essentially what some people said made it look like he knighted me in front of the entire room, from the body language and physiology. That's what this does. It's leaders coming together to co-create. And I'd love to have an opportunity to spend half an hour at some point chatting to see where we could intersect. Because the answer is, I'm not confused that there's massive intersections. And if that would be worth your time, I'd be happy to do it.
You're muted again.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, Sean, absolutely. Let's all definitely do that for sure.
All right. Well, thank you, brother. So that, folks, went a little long because we're letting John have space, is a mechanism of how we connect with people. If you clocked our interaction, Sir John spoke 90% of the time. We talk about interactions being 2/3 other person communicating, 1/3 us, max or less, 1/3 or less. Our questions were open-ended. There was depth of listening. There was acknowledgement, matching, mirroring. I don't know, sales gangster, what'd you think of that encounter?
It is absolutely incredible and moving. And I love always witnessing and watching like you pull greatness out of people.
Yeah. And just so there's like no distortion on like, what did he say before? You saw something happen in Saturday night in 10 seconds. What did you see happen on Saturday night when we had the blessing and privilege of you were sitting next to me at the Tony event?
I was able to witness your humbleness, graciousness in receiving such a blessing and an honor from someone that you probably respect and admire more than anyone else in your life.
Thank you. And that's what it looks like. So we are having some fun today with some extraordinary people. We're meaningfully off on time, but we have contingency plans. So this second round, we're going to go 1 minute each. Michelle and Kelvin. Michelle, Oprah's back, and she's going to be like, oh my God, I have like a minute to go. Like, she said that already, so we didn't even waste time on that. And you're going to roll into what your ask is, like who you are and what your ask is powerfully in the world. Sound good, Michelle? Like what's gonna cause Oprah in your communication in this minute to hear you differently than the other 9 zillion people that ask her for things every day? You ready?
Yep.
Okay, take us in.
Thank you again, Oprah, for listening. So I'm a survivor of domestic violence. I was in an abusive relationship from 2012 to roughly the end of 2015.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you so much. But because of what I went through, it ignited in me something that I needed to do. I needed to make change, and I needed to step out into the world and speak up. And you have been that inspirer to me. You have allowed me to speak up, because that's what you do. You speak up. And I want to thank you so much. And because of that, I now speak on stages all around the world telling my story, and started a nonprofit organization that helps internationally and nationally. And of course, wrote my first book, which is my memoir, But I Love Him. I would like to help you stand on your stages, hold your hand, and be whatever you need to help you shine even brighter than you are. Please tell me how I can do that.
I'm sure there are definitely ways.
Amazing. Great job, Michelle. How did that feel for you?
Good. I mean, I feel like I should have asked her more questions, but 60 seconds is short.
No. That was what you're supposed to do. And that round was that delivery. And what is the name of your charity?
It's called Unsilenced Voices.
Okay. And thank you so much for being here. And everybody watching, I can't do this every day, but I have my Calgi Christian Foundation. I'd like to make a $10,000 donation to your foundation.
Thank you so much, Sean.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for being on this platform. You're going to make me cry right now.
Thank you. And I appreciate you very, very much and your incredible journey. Kelvin, we got a minute, brother, right? Bell was like, I got a minute to go. You heard that already. So what's your ask? There's no more questions. You asked, and it's like Bella's like, yeah, what do you got? You got a minute. Like, disrupt, open, listening. Yes.
What you got for me, Calvin?
Bella, you're the sales gangster. You train entrepreneurs. You train amazing people. What I do is I help businesses attract customers instead of chasing them. So, one of the things I think we should do together is similar to what you're doing on The Real Raw, similar to what you're doing on Unblinded, is where you merge ecosystems. So I have 40,000 people following me on LinkedIn for my marketing tips. I want to bring you on. Maybe we do some joint content together and just let's make friends before we need anything and see where it goes.
I love it. This is an offer I cannot refuse.
All right. Well, we'll do it. I just wanted to take the rest of the time we have together to say congratulations on all your success. You deserve it. And you need to keep that energy. Happiness is success. You deserve it and keep spreading it.
Thank you, Calvin. It's my pleasure. Thank
Calvin,
you.
Beautiful job, brother. Let's get it to the judges because we're ready a few over. And judges, again, 30 seconds apiece, please, on each of these amazing people. And then we're going to, drop in on one final thing. So Daryl, thank you so much for being here today. And what do you have for 30 seconds on Michelle?
Thank you. That was great, Michelle. I think you the empathy, the level of connection was great. And then again, seeing that you want to help her, but that you want to see where you can connect. And so, and leaving the door open, that was great. I'll give you a 9 there.
Nice.
And
how about for Kelvin?
Good job. Kelvin, great energy level. And I'm still unsure though, exactly the connection and the way you brought it across, but I think she seemed to get it. So, and keeping that door open, great energy level, connection, 9.
Nice. Daryl, thank you so much for being here. And how was your experience today?
Thank you guys. Sean, this has been great. It's a lot of fun and I hope we can do it again.
Well, thank you.
And let me just say, I want to say that scuba diving is still on my bucket list.
Brother, we're doing our Unblinded. We're doing our Unblinded Elite event in January in Grand Cayman, pending a couple final details. And we are going to rock it out. And we'll take Nick and Deep Blue Divers. We'll hit the West Wall. We'll hit Trinity Caves, Orange Canyons, big tunnels, play with the Stingrays in Stingray City, hit Rackham's for quick jumping. Because you know what, Daryl, not many places in the world can you jump in the water, snorkel with tarpons in the wild, kick it out to Shipwreck, come on back, and eat your meal that you just ordered right before that. Bella Veritas, that's like a fun plan?
That sounds like a fantastic plan.
All right, thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you, brother. Yes, let us drop in with Sir John. How is today for you, sir?
I thought it was awesome. Again, I think everyone was doing great when it comes to sales. Can I just give you guys a quick acronym to share just as a sales tool? It's Mount Nut, MTNUT. I think that when you're trying to close people on anything you guys do, just make sure that, in my opinion, after all the sales experience I had, that most people don't buy because number one, of no money. That's what the M stands for, money. Number 2 is no time, right? Number 3 would be no need. Number 4 is no urgency. And the last one would be no trust. And I think as you guys were both giving your presentation, I think that you guys were doing great on the trust thing. And then just kind of do a little drop on the urgency, the need, the time, and the money.
Extraordinary. And Thank you, Sir John, for sure. And quick thought that we communicate a lot about, there's nothing in the world that occurs in the absence of language and human technology. So what Sir John was speaking into was the power of language, a container for a thing. How can we learn to do something like make a fire or build a rocket ship without language? And influence is the ultimate superpower. And we also talk about the vibrational energy of language. And one of the things that we speak into here, which is, by the way, nothing is ever made wrong. It's the possibility of energetic vibration of language and dynamic. And so what if we never closed anyone? What if we never pitched anything? What if we never hooked anybody, tripwired them, funneled them? What if what we did is move shoulder to shoulder, arm in arm, exchange massive value, and find how we do that to win, which is exactly what Sir John has done to create everything in his world. And the world of the beginning, middle, and even high-level salespeople that creates enormous amounts of stress is when we feel like we have to have push energy versus pull energy. And you felt, all of you fine folks operating your highest vibration have such beautiful pull energy. Sir John, Vivian, Mariah, Bella, Daryl, Manny about to come. There's like pull energy present. Michelle, Kelvin, pull energy. And the more we can create that authentic, integrous pull energy, the greater things become. And Sir John, I am very thankful. And if you would allow me the honor, I'd like to make a $10,000 donation again from my Callaghan Christian Foundation to your foundation. And I'm very grateful for you being here today.
Oh my goodness. Thank you very much. So kind. Very generous. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Manny, how's your day been, brother? And what do you got to wrap us up?
It's been great, brother. Thank you. And yes, so Michelle, you were very heart-centered. Your tonality was very in your heart when you were telling your story to Oprah. And, you know, it was like, I would call it like a goddess energy. And again, you acknowledged her and you asked her, like, you know, what you can do for her. And I would zone in more specifically, tell her like what you can do for her, but overall 9.
Nice.
And Calvin, again, you sorry, yes, again, you jumped right into you know, high energy, good energy, matching her energy, and off you to somebody. You told her what you right away told her what you have to offer, which was a mic and a stage in front of a large group of people where she can speak, and you know, then you can speak on her stage, and you know, vice versa. So again, I was a 9. Yeah.
Nice. And Manny, great job, brother. Thank you so much for being here today. And if somebody said to you, like, you know, I don't know, should I go on that Real Raw thing? What would you tell them, Manny?
If someone asked me if they should go on there,
yeah.
Oh, I guide them to them, be like, absolutely. Like there's nothing else like it. You know, I love coming on here, and I know other people do, you know, just based on, you know, Michelle's reaction. She said earlier that she just loves the energy here, being here. And it really gives off that vibe that, like, once you hear, like, wow, like this is really cool. This is new and interesting. And you don't see this anywhere else.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Manny, for being here. And final sales gangster, how was today for you? And if somebody was like, should I go on that thing? What would you tell them, Bella?
I was muted. I would say that as of today, I can officially say I've played Oprah on like an online reality game show. So there you go. There's that fun fact.
Amazing. And how about this? If they're like, should I go on this thing? What would you share?
I would say you only if you really want to accelerate your business and meet other heart-centered entrepreneurs. Like if you don't, I probably wouldn't, you know, bother your time. But only if you want more time, money, and magic should you go on the Real Raw.
The sales gangster has the final word. We are all blind and just learning to see. Let this be let's try it, Bella. We're all blind
and just learning to see.
Boom.
Boom.